freshman, the legend in the plans. Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans. Not many whose head can understand everything pro wrestling. It can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by my co-host, the head of the table, your tribal chief, Rob. Rob, what's going on, brother?
You get a double dose of me this week. What's going on, people?
It's probably going to be a triple. He doesn't know it yet.
Nah, I think I'll probably be there tomorrow, too.
Okay. All right. Triple dose of Rob. We are here to review Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. This is one of the shows that got me back into watching Impact Wrestling, and I hope it got you guys back in. But I don't have time for the jibber jabber and all the tough talk and everything that happened on the show. We're going to get through all of it in a second, but we got to do the intro first. Shout out to my man Montezi for this one. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you watch this after, leave a comment, subscribe, and make sure you guys are chatting in the chat because I want to hear what you think of this show. Let's get it.
Everything pro wrestling, it can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, it can never be you.
Okay, I see some people in the chat want the smoke. Okay, I hear it. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I appreciate you guys. We got 26, 27. Load them up. Hit me with the comments, man. We may have some guests pop in and out on this review, but thank you guys so much. Original Biggie said, good evening, Everything Pro Wrestling chat. Hope you all are doing good. We are well, Obi-Wan. Big shout out to you. Thank you, good sir. John L. Jackson in the house. What's going on? Hello to you as well, brother. Terrell is here. Damn, that ending got us WCW. Azan says, we want the smoke. Bring the smoke. Matt Lopez also in the house. What's good, Matt?
What's going on, bro?
Good to see you in here, bro. Sick is also in the house. Sick, thank you so much for coming in and showing some support, brother. Ace saying what's good to us. I appreciate you. Antonio is saying, what the hell was that ending? Antonio, you tell us, bro. We got to talk about the finish to this. Impact Wrestling, you did some shit tonight. You know what you did, but I respect it, and I love it. I love it. What a damn show, Matt Lopez is saying. I appreciate it. Ace coming in with the year. Bullet Club is not fine. We will be talking about that. And I'm glad because Rob's like the New Japan expert. We usually do those shows together.
Bullet Club ain't been fine for a while, so.
I'm Mr. Lonely. Yes, man. I love it. Everybody's in the chat talking the six, and I'll never look at a pizza cutter the same again.
Thanks.
Yes. Finjuice come, says Sean Ross. What do you mean by this? Keep this PG, is on. I don't know what you mean. Elaborate on that for me. Are they backstage or something? Let's get into this entire show as a whole, Rob. To me, tonight was fun. Impact Wrestling brought it back, in my opinion. I always enjoy I would say since the pandemic started, I've really enjoyed a lot of the things that they've done so far.
Yeah, they made the best of a bad situation, and they ran with whatever they had.
And I think them not being able to post the spoilers, because who's going to see them? There's no one in attendance, so no one can spoil their show, has really helped where I'm like, yo, I want to watch this. This is an interesting story, and I can't be spoiled.
One thing I did discover over this whole year and a half, whatever the crap has been going on, my dad is a huge Impact Wrestling fan, and I didn't know how deep he was into it until recently. His favorite is Willie Mack.
Oh, we had to have an intervention.
Because he knows all the storylines, everything going on. I was watching one of the other day. I was like, how do you know all this?
Big fan. I'm a big fan. Yeah, usually when I'm watching it too, he'll say something like, I've had it on in the background. He's like, oh, is that so-and-so? And I never put two and two together till you just said that. I guess let's get into this review and let's get started with some of this. B-Boy Skyline has joined us as well. What up? Cool dude, what's happening? He said, I saw somebody uploads. What happened after the feed cut off on YouTube? I hope someone uploads. We'll have to see, cool dude. It looks like Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that Finjuice came out, according to Azan. So we'll have to see. If Positively E. Eric said, laugh out loud, TNA ending. We're all hooked. We're in here talking about it, right? Do you think Omega could get the IWGP Never Openweight Championship and the NWA Championship? Mr. Gonzalez, this is a good question.
Yeah.
It could happen. It could happen. Everything Pro Wrestling, was that Kenta who ran down the ramp at the end? I have no idea, just like you guys. It cut out, and we were like, you're going to leave us like that? So let's get into this.
What calling him over here, Lil K-Gun?
Dirty. But like I said, guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to go through some of these matches and get some of your thoughts on them as well. Let's talk about first the match that was on the pre-show. They opened up with this on their YouTube channel. We had Faya and Flava defending their Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Havoc and Rosemary. I was kind of watching this match at the same time we were singing Happy Birthday to the Intern, so there were a lot of things happening during all of this. But I thought overall, pretty decent match. In the end, Havoc was able to hit a tombstone for the win. Fire and Flava lose. They started my predictions off really bad. I was 0-1 already early, so I was hurt. How do you feel, Rob, about Havoc and Rosemary becoming the tag champs? Was that like evident to you? Like, yeah, they have to do this, or
no? I thought Fire and Flava was going to keep it because they just got it back not so long ago.
Exactly, they were there. They were switching the belts real quick.
I caught the very ending of this match. It was a surprise ending, I guess. Whatever. I don't know where they're going with it.
Right. Malik Murray also in the house. What's good? He is talking about aces and eights. Eric Young and Mr. Anderson with some of that classic Impact Wrestling booking.
You know how I feel about Eric Young.
Your dad knows what's up, Rob, according to B-Boy Skyline. Azan says Finjuice came out after the show and he was at the show. Okay. So we're still wondering what's happening. They oversold Our World Will Change Again. Nobody was a game changer. You get what you can get. I mean,
I don't know. We'll tune in Thursday and we'll see what somebody may change the game.
Yeah, they've been trying to make some big plays. And would you give it away here when you want people to watch your weekly television product? They're trying to get some buzz around that name.
I kind of want to get into that, though.
Go ahead.
Lately, a lot of companies have been promoting surprises and like you said, game-changing announcements or whatever. Do you feel like they're overhyping and under-delivering? Like just in general, wrestling in general.
You could. I think some have and some haven't.
I feel like wrestling fans are the hardest to please. So no matter what, unless it's like you said, Stone Cold or CM Punk returning, somebody's gonna be disappointed. Right.
Yeah, definitely. It's real tough. Sig brings up another good point before we get into the main card here. He said, I'm seeing people online saying the AEW partnership isn't helping Impact. What do y'all think? I completely disagree.
I don't know about completely disagree because it does seem like product-wise, it's been pretty one-sided. It's been like a one-sided advantage towards one, but it has increased their viewership, their overall.
Who's the advantage?
AEW's got the advantage.
I disagree. I think Impact's reaping the benefits. No one from AEW's really come over to, or Impact, have come over to AEW. We do the weekly shows on All Elite Wrestling, and there has not really been too much of a difference. And I thought we were going to see maybe some of the knockouts come over and help AEW's women's division at one point in time, but we haven't seen too much of that. And I will say this, Impact is no longer irrelevant. They're not in that, you don't have any buzz around your name. I feel like we're seeing that with some other companies. There's not any real buzz around it. It's kind of like you're going back through the movements, the motions, and you don't have buzz. Impact's got buzz because of this partnership with AEW, and they've done some of their biggest numbers, and I think fans are starting to care again about Impact. They were chanting, "You got fired" to Don Callis while he was on, bro. Like,
who doesn't want to jeer Don Callis?
Facts.
That's one of the most punchable faces in the game.
This is true. Don Callis is not the greatest when it comes to doing all that. that was a solid crowd tonight. Hopefully Homecoming is dope. Yeah, people are talking about it. Sean Harrington, you watch AEW and you wouldn't even know there's any partnership at all. Facts.
Except when Kenny comes out with that belt once in a while.
Once in a while.
Or Don Callis on a commentary. He'll usually bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's cool, man. If that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do. Let's talk about what we had to open up with. A beautiful, beautiful match. I was watching a watch along with my friends, the Insiders, and they were doing a tremendous job trying to cover every single thing that was going on in this one. It's the Ultimate X match. One of the staples that made TNA/Impact Wrestling stand out. The Ultimate X match. It was my favorite match when they even had their video game for a little bit here. You got Josh Alexander defending the title with many people who I think are either veterans or future big name main event players, possibly for Impact Wrestling. So you got Josh Alexander, you got Chris Bay, Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, Rohit, and Petey Williams, the man who probably cries every time someone kicks out of a destroyer or uses it as a transition move. What was in this match was crazy, bro. At one point, we saw Rohit trying to use like interesting objects. He tried to use a rope to climb up on to try to get the championship belt, and I like that. I give them a E for effort, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I really like that they tried to do something different with the belt. I don't know. You were a big fan of the Hook?
Oh, the Hook. I used to, back in the day, used to run a couple Foot Lockers and Foot Actions back in the day. And we had to get the Hook to get the stuff off the top shelf, like the jerseys and different T-shirts and stuff. He had that as a weapon. I thought that was pretty funny.
Right? High Shrink up there for that Impact title, the X Division Championship. And during this, we saw Chris Bay hit an amazing cutter on, I believe it was Ace Austin, who was like flipped upside down, tried to grab him for the cutter. Wasn't the smoothest looking, but he still got it. He still hit it. Much respect to them for that spot.
It kind of looked like the RKO that Randy hit on Evan Bourne. We barely caught him at the end.
Yeah, but it just looked good.
Yeah.
Six said that was the best RKO the other day. I can't remember when he had just posted in one of our group chats. Josh Alexander screams future world champion. I will agree with that.
I can see it.
Tokyo Rockstar also in the house. What's good, Tokyo? Ultimate X match is a match I do wish we could see in AEW someday. Such a fun match. You got the talent for it. Maybe they could borrow the idea. I'm sure it's trademarked. I would hope so at this point. When it comes to this, though, there aren't enough words to explain the high spots in this. Like, we can't go through all of those. But I will say at the ending, Josh Alexander and Chris Bay are fighting over the X Division Championship. Ace Austin sees it, and we think we're about to get that ending. I can't remember who grabbed the belt down that one time. Was it AJ who snatched the belt from two people fighting over it? I thought we were going to get that ending, and they tease it. And when he goes to springboard, Ace Austin eats shit and misses everything because they both lifted up at the same time. Too. Bro, and then Chris Bay gets knocked off, and Josh Alexander retains. They were, listen, I'm not going to front tonight. Impact, you guys were fucking me up on this booking, bro. I was 0-2. I could have lost an eyebrow because of you guys. All right. We were doing like preview and predictions, and we were putting bets on the line. And I was like, if I have to shave my eyebrows because of this, man, we can't do this. We can't do these preview and predictions anymore. But really good match. And I'm happy Josh Alexander won. He's someone to build around. But the question is, where do they go from here? They have so many options, though, that I think Josh Alexander could drop the belt in a singles match or a triple threat or something in the future. Any other thoughts you want to give on this one, Rob?
Well, like you were saying, you got your prediction wrong. I actually did pick Trey Miguel to win this one just because he hasn't been focused on as much as lately. I thought they were going to try to put some more emphasis on him and then try to move Josh Alexander up. Because like they said earlier, he screams future world champion. I think they can start strapping that rocket to him soon.
Right. Ace says Josh Alexander is the man. Sean Harrington says even if they do a special Impact AEW joint show would be great. Yeah. Eyebrows with the bald head. You damn right about that, Sick.
Hey, cue ball.
I was called that once by MJF. Fuck you, Maxwell. Anyway, A- for that match. It's really hard to have a bad Ultimate X match, in my opinion. Moving forward here, we're going to talk about a match that I think some people thought would have opened up the show, but I'm glad it didn't. Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood versus Matt Cardona and a mystery partner.
Ooh.
Well, I think most people could guess the mystery partner was probably going to be Matt Cardona's girlfriend. Is she
Fiance now.
Fiance. Just thought about something you had said earlier. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green, the hot mess. Was she Chelsea Green or did they say Laurel Van Ness?
It said Chelsea Green, but
okay.
Laurel Van Ness was the hot mess.
Yeah, so she came back and brought it back, and I'm hoping Cardona like picks up the persona. I've been saying this for a long time now. I have an issue with
you just rhyme for no reason.
I know. I used to rap. It's just a problem I have sometimes. But Matt Cardona, bro, like he's got to change it up. I feel he's got to do something a little bit different. He still screams like that old character that he had from 10 years ago.
Speaking of old characters, though, what was up with the gear tonight? He's like a mixture of Razor Ramon and Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, he was wearing like tassels. I think it was to be part of the hot mess type thing. Remember when like Eric Young would do that stuff? Like, I don't know. It was super weird. But in this match, Chelsea Green's the surprise partner. Myers and Cardona basically exchanged moves throughout the beginning of the match because, you know, they were former partners. Woo, woo, woo. Former edge heads together. And Tennille Dashwood tries to hit Cardona with a low blow like she did in the build-up to this match. But she hurts her forearm in doing it. Why? He's wearing a cup. Man, I wish some other people would have thought of this in other companies instead of getting low blowed. Yeah, dude, what was this? So down goes Tennille Dashwood. Cardona then uses the cup on Brian Myers. Absolutely disgusting. This has to be over some toy stuff. He was like, yeah, you got to take the cup spot, bro. You stole that. You stole that last Jakks Pacific figure. And after that, Chelsea Green hits a destroyer because everybody hits him these days.
Right after a Petey Williams match, too, man.
So sad, man. After we see Green hit the jumping unprettier on Tennille Dashwood for the 1-2-3, Cardona and Chelsea Green get the win. What do you think?
I wasn't really into this one.
I gave it a B- for the effort put in on it.
I think that's generous, but it's your show.
hey, listen. B-Boy Skyline said it's to promote his podcast. I bet it is.
That podcast sucks.
Yo, come on now. Not this one, of course, but we're getting a lot of comments coming in. I think Chris Bay is ready to be a main guy. Reminds me of Kofi Kingston. Am I the only one? I think Chris Bay reminds me of a young Shawn Michaels. I think he could really do something great in Impact if he stays there, if he wants to. Everything Pro Wrestling Terrell says, yeah, that was a hot mess. Ex-girlfriend versus newly engaged. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. And Malik Murray says that he thinks the hot mess is going to be ROH Women's Champion and Impact Champion with 2 belts.
Nah.
We'll talk more about that in a second.
I can see ROH.
Sean Harrington said, I could see Josh do the option C with the X title and challenge Kenny at a Destination X special. Maybe he's going to challenge for the belt in the future. 6 said, I always hated that they normalized the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, PD does too.
B-Boy Skyline says that the Disney podcast is good, Rob. And the super kick and the spear. Green had one good arm, and there's a reason she wasn't cleared for the tournament. This is facts. And ROH is also working on relationships. Would be awesome. I have heard rumor that NWA, ROH, and Impact are in talks too. Fabulous stuff. B-, like I said, for that match. Let's get into the next one. Someone who has truly impressed me since their return, our good friend, the one and the only W. Morrissey, taking on Eddie Edwards. Rob, give your thoughts on this. I'll let you start this one off.
Well, you know me. The thing that stood out most to me in this match,
Eddie
Edwards had on some pine green Jordan 1s. Green's my favorite color. That's one of my favorite shoes.
Oh man,
and they were real Young Bucks.
Wow. I'm tired of the sneakerheads calling us out.
You wearing fake Travis, man.
So W. Morrissey is basically brutalizing Eddie Edwards in the beginning of this match, just pure domination, as it probably should be for how they're positioning him. Morrissey, as he continues putting the beat down on Eddie Edwards, begins to let Eddie mount a comeback. He's starting to get into it. Eddie goes for this big plancha dive through the ropes. Morrissey catches him and just choke slams the shit out of him on the apron. Like, it sounded terrible. Like a shotgun went off in the arena.
And that would not be the only bad apron spot of the night.
No,
We'll
get
there later, though.
There were a lot of them. Afterwards, they get back in the ring, and Eddie Edwards is finding a way to come back, and a Blue Thunder Bomb gets hit. Bro, the Blue Thunder Bomb was hit for a near fall. Why the hell doesn't this move end matches? Am I the only one bothered by this? Like, it really pisses me off. Why?
Take it back to El Generico, man.
Why? And Six definitely trolling me in the chat right now, talking about the beef and broccolis. We were talking about that last night. NWA needs some kind of talent influx. Woo. Doug also in the chat supporting us. What's going on? And he's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that. Yo, I want you guys to also know that I hate Rob because he sends me every time Enzo drops a rap video. And as someone who used to rap, I get so pissed, bro. I'm just like, why do you send these to me?
I respect the confidence, man.
Listen. He had a couple that I didn't hate, but couple haters. You think we'll ever see Enzo like come into Impact, or do you think that's just like a hell nah?
I feel like he kind of got the shad for no reason.
Perhaps. And
it was a locker room problem though.
Maybe
more than anything.
Maybe, but you know how sometimes people jump on you too. Because I've only heard he's a nice guy outside of it now too. But maybe it was arrogance. Let's finish this off here. Morrissey eventually hits the big boot on Eddie Edwards for a 2 count. He is shocked. I was shocked.
That was a beast boot too, man. Right to the chest.
Dude, you know what it reminds me of? Can I say this? Test is one of my favorites of all time, and I don't think anyone delivers the big boot like Test, especially in them old video games. Like, clutch, that move. But really good. Mm-hmm. CJ versus Enzo in a battle. Oh, I've been retired for a long time,
and
sir.
You still eat that.
Soft. Love it. I love it. Yeah, this was good, man. Eddie kicks out of the big boot, and then he hits a Shining Wizard, knocks Morrissey out of the ring. Morrissey goes into his boot and pulls out a chain, hits him with the chain, and then eventually he hits the power bomb, the stumble bomb, the Kevin Nash, the for the 1, 2, 3. I give this a grade of a B, man. I thought this was really good. And yes, RIP to Test, man. One of my favorites. Andrew Martin was a really good wrestler, in my opinion. I always enjoyed watching him wrestle. Test boot looked good around Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain. Facts.
I was thinking back to, what was it?
Just Bring It?
No, 08, I think it was. The one featuring ECW.
Oh, man. I don't think he was in that, was he?
I think he was.
Maybe. I can't remember that. I hate 08.
Yeah,
different
that's
reasons.
One of the bad ones.
Give this a grade of a B, though. I really, really have fun with
good
this match.
Soundtrack, though.
Facts. So afterwards, we get a promo, Rob, from someone who wanted to bring a little drama to Impact. You want to tell them about it?
Oh, what did it say? Make room for the Drama King. Oh,
long live.
Yeah, long live the Drama King.
Who is that alluding to?
Matthew Raywalt, I believe.
This guy's name is Aiden English. For those who don't remember him, he was in WWE as part of the Vaudevillains.
I think he might go back to his old indie name, Matt Marquis.
You also may have seen a video on YouTube that has been suggested to you for 1.3 million views with Simon Gotch.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, that thing is in the best YouTube algorithm I've ever seen.
Simon Gotch exposes Enzo Amore. I don't care. Stop suggesting this to me.
I love it. But I'm happy to see Aiden English making moves, and he may be back into the wrestling companies. Good for him, man.
Well, if he's going to do anything, I could see him coming in to replace Matt Striker. He was not good tonight.
He had his moments that I laughed. He made me laugh a couple times. If it's not Josh, I think Eddie could be the guy to beat Omega. I don't know if I would believe that in this day and age. Maybe. If they tell a good story, I could possibly buy in. Matt Lopez, it should be The Rock. If you smell what the Impact is cooking.
What's the Boulder doing in the Impact Zone?
The Boulder instead of The Rock. How could you imagine? We are joined by Joe from the Insiders. Joe, what is happening, my good friend?
What's up, guys? How are you? wow, I'm just drained, man. I haven't come away from a pay-per-view just, it's almost like exhaustion in a way. But wow, what a show. What a show it was. Absolutely loved it. And, listen, it's hard to get a 51-year-old man excited sometimes.
Well,
but
you know what, Joe, I'm going to have to take advantage of that. And if you want to get excited, that is not the time to use this product, but this would be the perfect time for you to get yourself some Manscaped. If you use our promo code EPW Show, you will save 20% and get free delivery. They do have the Lawnmower 4.0 now. In the picture there is the 3.0, but I think you guys would possibly really enjoy this. Joe, thank you for that easy transition. And if you guys like independent wrestling, looking for the next people who could show up in Impact Wrestling, if you want to see the guys like Sam Beal who are in OVW, you guys can use powerslam.tv to watch all the latest and greatest in independent. Put in the promo code EPW Show, and you guys will get 1 free month on me. So enjoy that. I have the insiders in the house. Jeff is also joining us. Thank you guys so much, man, for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Watch your mouth. I love it. I love it.
Jeff, I just segued the guys into a Manscaped promo. So there you go.
Oh, so we talked about ball shaving or something.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to. And it just
shout out to Chris DeZuba wherever you are. I know that you'll enjoy that promo. He loves those.
He will.
Let's get into we just talked about Aiden English possibly coming in, and just thoughts on it, because some people were in the chat saying like they didn't feel like anybody was groundbreaking. We discussed that a little bit earlier, but do you guys have any quick thoughts on Aiden English coming in?
It was funny because when that happened, Jeff was kind of doing his thing, and Jeff was actually talking to our chat at the time, and I'm like, who are they writing about? And I'm looking at the scroll down, and Jeff's like, wait a second. Jeff's stream is a little bit behind mine. So he's like, wait a second, look down, and he goes, what? And it was like, Aiden English? Dude, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great pickup for them. Yeah, man. See, that's the kind of thing. This whole show, to me, was just super unpredictable. One thing after another. You couldn't call it. And you know what? For me, that's exciting. If I can't say what's going to happen and be like, yeah, this guy's going to win, this guy's going to win, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and if I can't, if that doesn't go that way, it makes for an awesome show. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, me and Conrad, when you see us next, we're gonna have our hats real low, like Conrad has his. Because we got our eyebrows on, because we couldn't do anything. No, some wrestlers just fit in certain places, and Aiden English, even back when he was in WWE, I felt like he was an Impact fit. So, in terms of his character and kind of him being able to be himself a little bit more, and do some of the things that he wanted to do, I felt like that would be a good fit. So seeing that quick little glimpse there, I'm all in. I'm happy that he's going there.
Me too. I think it's a great opportunity for people just to get a chance to do something different. And there's more names that we're going to talk about in this. So I'm going to keep it moving. Next match was Madman Fulton and Shera taking on a mystery team. No one even knew this match was popping up. I don't even have a graphic for this. And with this one, we get Finjuice to come out. I'm happy to see Finjuice. I was like, yeah, I love Finjuice, man. They made quick work in this match and get the victory. But I thought it was super dope how they were able just to come in again. I like it. They were the Impact Tag Champs for a while. It felt good, man. Do we need to stick on the Finjuice? You got anything else to add? It was a quick match.
You already know me. I'm a huge fan of Juice Robinson, so it was nice seeing him back. I'm kind of mad he got rid of the dreads, though.
Listen, I'm glad Jeff's in here to talk about this next match, because this was one of the matches that I felt hurt. Moose versus Chris Sabin. What happened here in our predictions? I really like the build up in this. Rob had made a mention of how Moose had came out in his attire of the
He was the wrestling god.
Yeah, he came out in like this wrestling Greco-Roman godlike attire that you see like a pharaoh in. I thought it was really good, and Moose really like sold it. Moose is a big time player for this company. I'm trying to tell you guys, they believe in this dude, and I think he believes in the company, and I feel like he wants to stay there. So hopefully Impact can grow and they can keep him for years to come. But Moose came out with that. At one point, Moose and Sabin were on the outside in this. Arms on the rope. Moose is chopping Sabin so hard. Dude, shotguns.
Thunderclaps, bro.
Bro, we looked and we were like, damn, I can't believe he just got smacked like that in the chest. And during it, they start going, one more time. And usually wrestlers have a hard urge to not give in to the fans. Not Moose. He flips the double bird to everybody ringside.
You just wanted to do that.
It felt good, didn't it?
Flipping off the internet.
This one was really good, and eventually, like, he hit his fall away moonsault. He did everything he could in this match, and I was like, okay, they're setting this up for Moose to get the win. And right when I think that, roll up, 1, 2, 3, Sabin wins. What?
I definitely didn't call this one, but I do like the shock ending. It wasn't like a distraction roll up. It actually fit the narrative.
In my notes, I promise you, it says "well done" with 3 exclamation points. I guess we'll go to Jeff first on this one. Jeff, what do you have to say about this ending?
I like it. I didn't call it, but I like it, and the reason I like it is Moose has improved so much, and he's elevated his game. He's gotten, physically, he looks like $1 million. But I like it because it almost felt like Moose started relying a little too heavily on his strength, the fact that he's just this big, powerful dude, and he can just show up and just intimidate anybody and beat them down. And I like this because Chris Sabin, being the wily veteran, he's been there. He's done that in TNA and Impact. So it's like, okay, we needed to humble this guy so his grind becomes a little bit harder. And that Moose is the scariest Moose for the rest of the Impact roster.
Joe?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. When Jeff said that afterward, I was as shocked as anyone else. I mean, I picked Moose to win as well. And I really thought that they were going to just keep building him up again after losing to Kenny. But the humility thing makes sense. When you've got a guy like that who is a powerhouse and can pretty much, you can pretty much believe he's going to go through anyone. To get taken down, it's a David and Goliath thing. And to get taken down by that, and like Jeff said, it does humble you. And it's probably going to bring him down off that pedestal a little bit and realize, you know what? There's still stuff I've got to do to get past some of these guys. So in that respect, I think it makes it more interesting. Sometimes when you build up a character like him, it gets to a point where, and you see this in other promotions sometimes, where who can they face? Who's possibly going to take that guy down? Because he's just so powerful. He was been built up that way. Now you get knocked down a peg or two, and now you're kind of not thinking that anymore as a fan. So I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, well done. I had to give this match the grade of a B. I got the grading system in the description box if you guys can't see it, if you ever want to give thoughts. Just so anyone ever knows, there is an F- match out there, and I always compare it to Jenna Maresca versus Sharmell. That's right about where you'll see those Fs come in. Very hard to get an F with me, though. Like, you got to basically really screw it up.
You're going B. I say it's a B for a beat down. He was, when he was powerbombing Sabin into the apron and then swinging around to the barricade.
Bro, I thought Sabin was out. I was like, can someone check on this man, please? To make sure.
Dead center on the spine, too.
Yeah. Chris Sabin's a beast, bro. I watched this match with Bully Ray the other day just randomly. I was on like Twitch. I'm like, oh, is this match on? I'm like, let me watch this and see how good it was again. Sabin is really good, man. So big credit to him. But let's get into the next match, which was a tag team match. It's the 4-way tag match. These are always fun. I can't put an X on TJP's face because guess what? They changed it. They changed it at the last minute. We found out yesterday TJP was not going to be in this match. He's out for some reason. I don't know if it was because of an injury. Maybe he had a commitment somewhere else. I don't know why, but it works for me here because we were able to get another surprise in this one. We had Willie Mack and Rich Swann come out, and then we had Fallah Bahh make his way to the ring. And he said that he was allowed to have a new partner for this match. And he puts up the words, no, no, no. But then it was no way, Jose, no way, Jose, no way, Jose. I knew it. Azad, I knew you were going to take the bait right in the chat. He knew it. I knew it. Terrell, too. Look at that. Beautiful. I love you guys for that. But No Way Jose, another person who I was like, this fits. He kept the gimmick. You can't trademark No Way Jose. Why? Yep. It's a commonly used phrase. This works, and it was a lot of fun. We also had the Good Brothers in there and Violent by Design. This one did not go the way I thought it would.
Yep.
I'm just going to kick it to you guys for this one because I really don't have a lot of notes on this. The only thing I had was they did some really cool stuff with the Kid and Play. I don't know if anyone else caught that. The dance move. Rich Swann and No Way Jose are fools for that. House Party for Life. Great movie. I wouldn't do that just yet. But what did you guys think of this match here, the tag title match? Like, this was interesting. Jeff always tells me that Diener is going to get kicked out the group, and I have a fear anytime they lose or they blow it. And I'm just like, Cody Diener's about to get his butt kicked, and I don't want to see that right now. It always hurts. But what did you guys think of this this matchup? I know we haven't gotten into the ending, and if you guys want to get into it, feel free. But Joe, what did you think for the tag team title match?
I again, another big surprise. I mean, we knew somebody was coming out. We knew that they were going to have a mystery person come in. I had no idea. And we went all the way back to last year when we got the promos for EC3. And there was a promo shown on Twitter where No Way Jose was kind of walking with EC3. So then you kind of thought, is he going to do that whole control your narrative thing? Is he going to be out there with EC3? And then nothing came of it. So now, he comes in. And like you said, the gimmick works with Impact so well. And I said this to Jeff too. Now, if those two stay as a team, No Way Jose and Fallah Bahh are tremendous together. The fact that Fallah Bahh comes out dancing, comes out doing that kind of stuff. Listen, we saw Johnny Swinger dressed up. We saw Johnny Bravo dressed up. This just works so well with what I think Impact does really well, and that is that backstage stuff and getting everybody involved. So that gimmick in WWE, it kind of went over, but then they kind of got sick of it, moved away from it and stuff like that. And maybe in a show like theirs, it doesn't work. But for Impact, who's not afraid to have other people get involved like that and do this kind of a comedy thing, I think this is going to work fantastic. And I think he's going to find a great home there. And I loved how the match went. The fact that the Good Brothers won, I kind of didn't think so. I really thought maybe Violence by Design would win it, but and I don't want to spoil anything. After seeing what happened at the end, it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. But I thought it was great.
I was hurt. Jeff, your insight on this match?
I gotta say, I really cannot wait to see No Way Jose and Fallah Bahh in Swingers Palace. Like that.
I put that in your chat like instantly. I was like, yes, do this.
I can't wait for that. No, I mean, in terms of the match itself, I thought it was a great match. I think, in terms of the belts and why the Good Brothers, now that we have fans back, now that things are a little bit more opened up, they're going to be on New Japan Strong. They're going to be on AEW.
Yep.
That equals more exposure for Impact because they can take those belts and have those belts around their waist and really, bring more notoriety and eyes to Impact. And I think that makes a ton of sense. So while I feel bad for Violent by Design, maybe they hold off on kicking Diener out another few weeks. I don't know, Conrad.
Conrad.
I know. But I think it sets up maybe for a little program between the Good Brothers and Violent by Design, which I'm all in for.
Oh yeah.
So I like it. Definitely not what we picked, but hey, that's the mark of a good show is when you make predictions and you're not even close. So.
Right. Sean Harrington says, no way, Jose. Adam Rose lumberjack match. I like that idea. Maybe even a dance off.
You seen Adam Rose lately?
Oh, yeah.
He's a lumberjack looking beast right now.
This is true.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still wrestling, but that dude is cut.
I thought I heard he retired, but maybe I'm wrong on that. So Rhino eventually had this match at one point. Joe Doring still looked strong in all of this, but Rhino got hit with the gun stun. And then that led to the Magic Killer for the 1, 2, 3. I gave this a C+. It was listen, bro. I have a problem kind of with the Good Brothers. Like, I don't like their humor. I don't think they're that funny, and I don't know. I just felt some kind of way about them lately. I'm just like, I guess,
I definitely prefer Carl Anderson by himself as Machine Gun. But like he said earlier, with what happened at the end of the show tonight, this did make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. C+. We can I'm being told that he has unretired. Nice. Okay. It happens often in wrestling, guys. I'm not even surprised. Diener is done by Summer. Come on, y'all. Don't start this Diener stuff, man. That's my guy. We're moving on. I don't want to get sad talking about this. All right. Let's get into Deonna Purrazzo versus a mystery opponent. When me and BJ did the prediction, so BJ predicted that a lot of stuff were red herrings. That was his word. BJ usually has like a word theme that goes around our shows when he's on it. He says this show is all about red herrings. He thought that they would try to Scooby-Doo. He thought they were gonna flip some stuff. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. We got some people in the chat talking. And I didn't hear anybody really make this prediction that I saw, but Thunder Rosa was the mystery opponent, and I thought this was great. You had two phenomenal women wrestlers in here doing their thing, and they were basically matched up with each other perfectly.
Before we go any further with this match, Joe, Jeff, who are your predictions? Who's going to be the mystery opponent?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Leading up to this, like honestly, I thought it was going to be Chelsea Green, but then we got the match made, between Cardona and Myers, so that screwed me up. So honestly, I was just grasping at straws. I forgot who I even said. I think I said Ruby Riott or Ruby Soho.
Both of us.
Yeah, Ruby Soho. I just wishful thinking. But honestly, this was more shocking than that, and I really appreciated it. So I mean, I was pumped up for it.
You don't even want to know who I picked.
Go ahead.
I was going for a returning Su Yung, and just because of the fact that you got that little storyline backstage with Kimberly getting dragged in, Father James Mitchell there, and I just kind of thought that again, it wouldn't have really been a shocker because they had a feud before, but I just kind of thought maybe that it would be Su Yung that came down. So, but I know there are a couple of people in our chat that had mentioned Thunder Rosa, and they mentioned it even on the Impact show this past Thursday, but it just never crossed my mind. I never ever thought that we would see Thunder Rosa. So, total shock.
I had a dark horse pick of either Sienna/Allison Kay, but my main pick was Awesome Kong. I don't know why. Just because when Gail Kim came out, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to face somebody from such and such." I was thinking, "Oh, it's gonna be Kong. She's gonna squash her."
Good theory on that. I had Ruby Soho too. I even thought Fabi Apache could have shown up because of the crossover for next month that's going to happen, and the crossover makes it so interesting. And we're going to talk about it at the end. I have to shout out Darlene, who has also joined us in the chat. Thank you so much, and Kevin Crawford as well. Appreciate you, Kevin, coming on. And if you guys first time here, be sure to hit the like button for us at least. And if you enjoy the content, please subscribe, man. Subscribe to us and the Insiders. You guys will definitely not regret it. I promise you. We always talk wrestling every single week, and we do our weekly shows. We're having fun. We talk wrestling. This was good, man. I really like this matchup. I love that they made them seem even. The arm drags weren't working, and they looked at each other on the arm drags like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. They set this up very well, and they put a lot into this matchup. Thunder Rosa even landed a double foot stomp on the spine. Hurt a little bit to see that. But in the end, Deonna Purrazzo was able to get the victory. She worked over the arm the whole match, and you thought she was going to be able to hit her submission, but she went with the curb stomp instead. Bite the ground, and boom, done. 1, 2, 3. She gets the victory, and I'm going to kick it to Joe here to just talk about what happened after the match, the after.
Damn, dude. Mickie freaking James. Mickie James is one of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. Always has been. And when she came out, we kind of started getting the feeling, all right, Thunder Rosa's been out. Mickie, now everybody knows that she's starting, she's the exec producer of that upcoming women's pay-per-view. So when she came out, I figured, okay, where the direction that they went with it is probably what they're going to do. And she's probably going to come out and she's probably going to say, hey, come and join. I didn't see it going to where it was going, but listen, that's Deonna. And Deonna's not going to take that. You're coming out and you're interrupting her time. Deonna thinks that, and deservedly so. She is the top female wrestler in Impact Wrestling, and you came out and you kind of, you took over the stage. So it was a reaction you would expect from her. She's not just going to say, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll come. Yeah, I think it's great. That's not Deonna. So, but the fact that the fans started chanting, the fact that Mickie came in, Mickie looked great. And you know what got me, though, with that? I did not think they were going to go with the trash bag. I did not think that they were going to go and say, take that trash bag and get out of here. No way did I see that coming. So that was fantastic as well that they played on that. And then, of course, Mickie gets the better of Deonna. So now, where does it go? Do you end up having a match in Impact at some point between those two? They'll be at that pay-per-view together, so it could be that as well. But now, not only are you getting eyes on Impact, not only getting eyes on NWA, but now you're getting more people that are going to want to come out and watch that pay-per-view that Mickie James is doing as well. So I thought it was fantastic. Absolutely great.
They did a really good job here with the lines and how it was delivered. I see a lot of people talking. Matt Lopez has some good thoughts. He said that he thinks it's going to be Mickie Deonna at NWA 73 because Mickie said she's not wrestling at the women's pay-per-view. I can respect that. I saw some people guessing Shida at one point. Shida would be another great person I think that they can bring over. Zahn says he thinks that Thunder Rosa is going to be at the TV tapings for Impact, so that'll give them enough time to do a storyline going into the next big show that they have coming up. And this is the perfect time to transition into their next shows because this is right where they advertise them. We got July 31st. Impact Wrestling is going to be presenting Homecoming. It's a great show. It's probably going to be back in Nashville once again because that was the home base for TNA. And I think that'll be a lot of fun, especially if they bring back all the old TNA logos, some of the older matches. King of the Mountain, bring it back, and then just play the music one time for us.
No.
It's Jeff Jarrett. But Homecoming's fun. I enjoyed that. And Bound for Glory, we find out, is going to be held in Las Vegas. This is a big deal. I was telling you guys on the previews, and I say this often, I went away when Bound for Glory went to Japan, and that they lost like half their roster, and I knew things were getting bad. I was like, I don't even know who half these people are on this card. What is going on? And then when I got back into it, now they're doing bigger shows. They're going to be in Las Vegas. That's pretty cool for them to be on the move like that, to do something like that. And the biggest part, I was watching the Inside Stream during this. AEW, AAA, and New Japan's logos were shown. This could equal some big stuff in the future for Impact. I'm excited for this. Rob, what did you think of the logos being shown?
This is a good thing for the business, I'll say.
Okay, Joe.
They talk about the Forbidden Door, and I'm a big. I grew up a big comic book nerd. I love. I know. It's but I'm a big comic book geek. Always have been. This to me is like you're getting Marvel and DC in a movie together, and you're mixing all this stuff up with each other. And listen, we said on the show, that other promotion that's out there better step up their game. That's all I can say. They better step up their game. they've got to get. And I said, they talked about them having a break glass moment for Undertaker. That may be a break glass moment for Undertaker if they run a pay-per-view in October. And I would just tell them probably to stay away. Don't, if you're thinking about it, because that is fantastic to see that they're all working together now. NWA, it brings up so many like fantasy matchups. You can get Nick Aldis now coming in onto Impact. You can get him, and now Kenny. And I talked about this with Jeff. Mentioned this before. Does Kenny now get another belt and take that belt off of Aldis? You can have it happen. I mean, if they're all working together now, it's really limitless as to what they can do, and it's really exciting as a fan because it's something you just never saw. I mean, you did back in the territory days, when people were going from territory to territory and stuff like that, wrestling for other territories' belts. So you saw it a little bit, but not like this. And it's exciting, man. It's exciting.
It is. Sig brings up wrestling companies coming together to form Captain Planet to compete with other big companies. Nothing wrong with that, though.
The power is yours.
I was a big Wheeler guy, not going to lie. Marvel versus DC will never happen because of Disney. I think we touched a nerve with Terrell. Listen, we're not saying it's going to happen. We're just saying in the wrestling world, this is what it's like. I would love for it to happen, but we know business takes over. Aldis versus Omega, winner takes all. That is a lot, Matt. That would be fire, though.
I know a certain someone's head that will explode if Kenny holds that 10 pounds of gold. God damn it.
Yep. Darlene said, it's definitely exciting to be a wrestling fan right now. Listen, I'm going to take a quote that Jeff always says. Jeff had to leave out of here. If you guys are wondering, he had to take care of some things, but I do appreciate him coming on. Darlene, the one thing that he always says, and I believe Joe says this too, is if you don't like wrestling right now and you can't find something to like, you may be the problem. Like, there's so many promotions. If you like old school wrestling, watch NWA. If you love high flying wrestling, I would suggest that you go watch AAA. If you love hard hitting wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling's for you. If you like the glitz, the glamour, the entrances, I would say go watch WWE 9 times out of 10. There's indie promotions, AEW. There's so much wrestling out there. So I don't like when I see fans just complaining about the wrestling product. Watch something else. There's something for you out there.
Absolutely.
Really good. I gave that match a B too, for the record, on the women's match. I thought it was really well done. Main event time. I can't listen. I promise you guys, I take notes. I take thorough. This is the main event. That is the main event notes. While in disgust, I was writing this. I'm going to try to go through parts of it here and then just have you guys jump in. But Don Callis heat. This dude is a heat magnet. We're talking Sami Callihan taking on Kenny Omega. And Don Callis is the main guy here, just like, you know what? I think it's really time for me to ramp it up and get you guys exactly what you need. And that's some serious effing heat. And Don Callis did that, calling Kenny Omega the greatest. He said he was better than Terry Funk. Like that. In recency news, you don't say shit like that, bro. Nope. And I was like, he knows Terry gets it. And he probably worked with Terry while they were in ECW and stuff.
You know, Terry loves shit like that.
I can make him.
I'll do something special with him.
I gotta put Kenny over. My horse is sick. But Don Callis is getting heat. The fans are chanting, F him up, Sammy, F him up. That's when I knew people were invested in this. And listen, I cover a lot of AEW. Joe knows that. The Impact AEW and the feud is going on and the heat is between the fan bases. It is some of the funniest stuff. And I said that if Kenny wins, I'm coming on here to drink tears. And, dude, this was absolutely hilarious to just see. Kenny Omega gets my respect in this match, though. I don't even care. We're getting to the sunset flip. A pizza cutter was brought out at one point in this match. God. Pizza cutters are for pizza, people, not for foreheads. And I felt sick after watching this. Like, I was like, oh, good Lord, I can't. If you're into death matches and stuff like that, this doesn't probably bother you at all. But for me, I was like, damn.
See, I was never too into like the deathmatch style. I always loved New Jack, though. New Jack, because he was funny with it.
Yeah, with the guitar, playing the guitar, hitting some of the PlayStation. New Jack was crazy. Joe, what did you think when you saw the pizza cutter spot and the fork spot? Kenny Omega stabbed Sami Callihan in the head with a fork.
Oh my god, dude! Like, and I'm a slasher movie fan, so I can watch blood, guts, and gore like you've never seen. And I've seen slasher people kill people with almost anything. I've never seen a pizza cutter. So to see that, and I mean, just the way they sold that too. I mean, just going across his head, back and forth, the way that they were. And then the fork too, like driving that fork in and then pulling him by the side of his mouth. I'm like, oh my god! Like I said, I can watch any of that stuff, and it doesn't bother me. But that was a little tough to watch. But
I was expecting some Joker shit.
oh my god! Oh yeah, and I think that's a great call. Someone in the chat said that. They were saying something like, "Oh, they're turning him into the Joker." Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a great call.
The Kenny that laughs.
Listen, Kenny was bleeding pretty bad at one point during this match. I have to give them credit too. Sami got a great near fall on the power bomb on the plywood. That was even the best one though. Then he gets the barbed wire chair. Rob's favorite guy in the crowd. It was real quiet.
He flipped over to see all of a sudden. He was like, "Oh shit!"
Guy just yelled, "Oh shit!" really loud. It was like perfect placement of the mic. Everybody heard every single word of it. I thought it made it like the crowd made it feel more intimate, and I love it because when you watch Impact Weekly, the crowd's been missing, but I love how it felt tonight.
There's nothing like an organic crowd reaction,
right? Let me see here. The main event was bonkers. Major props to both men for putting on that match. I agree, Darlene. Six said the fat boy in me cried a little in this match. Those are food utensils, damn it. That fork has a family. Glad the table held. Awesome having fans. I love it, guys. I love it. I'm going to try to get through this real quick for you guys. Omega hits a big suplex on all the debris, 2 count. One wing angel was reversed. Sami goes for a power bomb. That's reversed. Sami hits a tombstone on a barbed wire chair. Kick out. I know all the AEW fans were mad at that. Oh, you're disrespecting the Undertaker. You can't be kicking out of that stuff. Shut up. They kicked out of it. Kenny Omega then threw salt in the eyes. And I like that Don Callis brought that up. Don Callis and MVP, I'm telling you, are 2 of the best heel managers. He was like, I gave him that salt. And I was like, that's
not powder, that's salt.
You idiot. He was trashing on D'Lo and Striker.
They deserved it too, because they were not good tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were all, I don't know. I enjoyed some of their moments. They had some good one-liners tonight, I thought, for both of them. But really fun. After the salt got put in the eyes, Kenny then tries to hit a pile driver. Sami hits the pile driver on the referee, takes the first ref out, Brian Hebner. Then another ref comes down. Kenny just punches him after he couldn't get the 3 count. He's frustrated. The Good Brothers are going to come out. They're getting stopped by, who was it? Eddie Edwards and Chris Sabin.
Sabin, yeah.
They come out, they fight them off. So it's going bonkers. It's going crazy. Sami hits the package pile driver for a 2.9 if you play Fire Pro Wrestling. The crowd is getting pumped, and that's when I knew they got him. Mm-hmm. They got them in this match, and they really did some good stuff here. So Sami then pulls out the tacks. The tacks are out. Kenny Omega grabs a handful of them, throws them in his face. I saw him picking them up, and I was like, oh, something bad's about to happen. And I like that Kenny dipped his knee into the tack of the V trigger. That was really good too. I had a lot of fun with that.
Now that part, I get visually it looked cool, but you think about it, the tacks are going into his knee pad. I guess the metal part's going to hit Sami, but how much of a laceration effect is that going to have?
He's going to put his knee on Twitter tomorrow. You're going to see little blood droplets here. I'm sorry that you said that.
He was already bleeding.
This is true. Kenny Omega then plugs up his nose, dumps the tacks in his mouth, hits him with the V trigger, and that's when I knew. As soon as he did that, I'm like, oh God, I got my prediction wrong again. And he put him up for the one wing angel, and that move is protected like the pedigree used to be protected. Yeah. He lands it, 1, 2, 3, it's over. GG, good night, bang. Kenny Omega wins. I have to give this an A. I can't remember the last time I gave an Impact Wrestling match an A, but this deserved it tonight. I thought that they put on a heck of a match. Sami crushed it. So they get the victory. They throw up the 2 Sweet. And the Good Brothers are out there. The whole Super Elite are celebrating. The lights go out, Joe. And you know what? I'm going to let Rob say this because this is Rob's favorite wrestler in the world.
Do it.
Who comes out, Rob?
Oh, the lights go out. They come back on. Who's in the middle of the ring? Sabu. Nah. Sabu.
He's back.
Nah, Jay White. His what do they call it? The Titantron down there. What do they call it? The big screen.
The Turnertron.
Big screen. Jay White graphic flashes on there. Bullet Club. Well, first it said Bullet Club. I'm thinking, who's thinking?
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be Tama Tonga. So I started
That's
getting hyped.
what I was thinking too.
Because Tama Tonga been tweeting at Finn Balor earlier saying, "I'll see you soon." So I'm thinking he's over stateside. Like, oh, maybe he might make an appearance. He's been going back and forth with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows lately.
Yes, and I like that there's like that little rivalry, like, oh no, you guys left us. And I was like, well, maybe he's gonna join them. Maybe he's gonna throw up the 2 Sweet as well. And these sons of bitches, Impact Wrestling, got me.
Oh my
Got
God.
me. And listen, Joe knows we all do podcasts that are talking on this right now. And when you get us, you're good. They got me, bro. They had me like, what the hell happened? And Impact flashed the logo and said, good night, everybody.
Oh.
See you on Thursday, you sons of bitches. We got you. Get that Twitch. Hit that subscription button for it.
Nah.
Worst cliffhanger for me since Fonzie jumped the shark and I didn't know if the dude died. I was like, no. I literally, people are laughing at my reactions and stuff like that because I was like, oh my God, no, you're not going to stop it there. Oh man, yeah, and you're right. It was a gotcha moment. No doubt. Hey, listen, I'm happy because I know there's going to be a lot of people coming out to our watch along on Thursday, because they're going to want to find out what happened. But that was brilliant, and Jeff mentioned it after the show too. That was a brilliant way to do that, because you don't know. They've stopped it right where they were going up with the 2 Sweet. You didn't know. You know, is he going to do that? Is he really going to join them? And now you have to wait until Thursday night to find out what happened. If you find out then right away what happened, because you may not. But yeah, that was brilliant. Really brilliant on Impact's part. And that's the kind of thing you've got to do. If you're going to do this stuff and you're going to have it benefit Impact Wrestling, then that's what you've got to do. And yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. What an ending, man. What an ending to what was a fantastic match. And I know a lot of times these kind of matches, they won't get considered for match of the year. Just because of the blood and guts. Something, people don't like to sometimes vote for that kind of thing, but I'll tell you what, it's got to be up there. It was a brilliant match, and it was a brutal match between 2 guys that just gave it their all, and I think it was fantastic.
Hats off to Kenny Omega. I think he got his tough guy badge tonight on.
Yeah,
and he's done it before, but that was really good to see him. He's trying to prove that he can compete in hardcore matches. He can do it all. And I do think he is one of the best. I'm not joking. Him and Roman are like the 2 that I'm like, yo, you got to look at these 2, and they're probably the absolute best that you could pick if you had to start a company with people of today.
Man, he's wrestling's greatest artist. He should be able to do it all. And he's been proving it lately.
And Roman ain't doing it all because he's the tribal chief because he don't play that shit. No Lara said, anyone seeing Zach Ryman's current girlfriend versus ex besides me? No Lara, we have discussed that, and I agree. And thank you for watching tonight. I appreciate you doing that. And Sick had the best line. Impact Wrestling says, see you guys next week. Bring money. Because they want it. Exactly. This was great, man. I guess I'm going to just go around and ask you guys the same question. Overall show tonight, what grade would you give it? How did it make you feel? I'm going with a B+ for myself. I added the plus, Rob, since we talked. I had to. I thought this was a really great ending, cliffhanger moment. They got me. I got to make sure that I'm watching Thursday, and I like I said, I told Joe and them instantly. I'm like, put me on the Insider stream on Thursday. I'm there. Like, I want to see what happens with this.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stick with my B overall still, just because it was Jay White at the end. Jay, he's an amazing wrestler. I hate his character so much, which means he's effective.
True.
He's the biggest piece of shit to me as a heel.
Joe, what do you got for this? If you want to give a grade, or if you could do out of 10, what did you say?
Yeah, well, Jeff, myself, and Tazzy on our show, and the way I look at a show is if you can keep me invested from top to bottom, from open to close, and this includes the pre-show match, for the women's knockout titles and all the way through. Listen, there was not one time during that show that I wasn't invested in any of it, that I wanted to, you think to yourself, is there anything in there that you could have went to for a bathroom break or something like that, walked away and you wouldn't really have cared? There wasn't. I got to see my very first Ultimate X match, which, dude, was absolutely amazing and so much fun. I never really knew what that was like seeing that live. So anytime I can get to see something live I've never seen before, I absolutely love it. I gave the show a 10. That's what I gave it on our show, and Jeff did as well. Tazzy did as well, and he didn't even watch the whole thing. So I just didn't see anything wrong with it. And I really think, looking back at it, and we talked about this a little bit too, is this, can you say that this was the pay-per-view of the year? And there have been some good ones. I mean, you had NXT TakeOver, which was fantastic. AEW's pay-per-view was fantastic. You had some good ones. But I'll tell you, it's up there. If it's not, it is absolutely up there. So I thought it was fantastic. I really did. And like you guys said earlier, what a time to be a wrestling fan. What a time to be a wrestling fan. This is just amazing. This whole weekend with fans back in the building. And you think about those wrestlers and what they went through as well. Listen, this is not easy for them to do without fans. They can't gauge how they're doing. That's tough. And the fact that they got through all this and now that the fans are back, it's got to be great for them too. So what a fantastic weekend. And man, I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed it open to close.
I just have to keep putting this graphic
I will
up.
not let it go. I will never let it go.
Matt Lopez says, I'll laugh if GOD shows up on Thursday. I will cry because that means that there's about to be a war breaking out between the Elite and the Bullet Club. I don't think we want to see that. And if it happens on Impact, it's going to be bad news for everybody because someone's getting their ass whooped, and I don't know who it's going to be, but it's happening.
Get GOD on the Bucks, man. Whoop that ass.
Darlene said 9 out of 10 for her. I can respect that. Ace is going with a B+ as well. Malik Murray has come in and said he thinks that they should do the Bound for Glory series, thinks Moose should win it and then face Kenny later on for it. Hey, that could be something that they do.
I still think Moose is going to be the one to take it from him.
Sean Harrington said B+ player tonight. Kevin said they were amped, and you could tell. I normally don't yell at the TV, but I did. Kevin, as long as you're having fun and no one's getting hurt, brother, do what you want. Enjoy the show. Malik Murray says A+ for him. And Matt Lopez says, I want a war. GOD versus the Good Brothers. I'm down. I'm down to see it. I'm excited to see it. But before we get ready to sign off and send you guys home, let me let you know this. If you guys are WWE fans, tomorrow we will be doing a Money in the Bank review after that goes off the air as well, giving you all the thoughts, the recaps, the breakdowns. So please make sure you guys join us. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when the video is getting ready to go live, and we will try to do that. It's always after the show ends. Maybe give us 5 minutes afterwards or look at the time that it says, and you guys will know that's when we're going live. I also want to give Joe a chance to promote the Insiders on here. For anybody who hasn't had a chance to check him out, please do. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it, guys. Always a pleasure. And we are just starting more watch-alongs than we were doing. So we always did the pay-per-views. We're doing Raw. We're doing SmackDown every week. So we're going to end up having 5 shows now a week. But if you haven't come out, listen, we are out to have fun. And that's what, it doesn't matter what fan of wrestling you are, who you like the most. Listen, we just like it all. So come out and join us. It's always a fun time. The chat is really great. Everybody has a good time in that chat. We talk about crazy things sometimes, but tomorrow we have our Money in the Bank watch along, which we're going to start at 7:30, and then of course obviously go to the end of the show. And then Monday we come back with a show called Abby's Window, which is all about Bray Wyatt. If you're a Bray Wyatt fan, Jody and Jeff do a great job with that. And then of course we're going to have a Raw stream watch along that night too. And then back Thursday for Impact. And I know how much forward I'm looking to to that to the next Impact episode. So yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate that. And of course, Conrad joins us a lot for Impact as well. So appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, come and join us. We have a great time with it.
You guys know Insiders is wrestling family, so make sure you show them some love as well. Give them a subscribe. A lot of people we have like crossover basically now at this point. Azanzo in both, whatever. I appreciate you guys as wrestling fans, and I appreciate all the love you guys have shown me as well. So make sure you guys check them out. But this is it for the Slammiversary review. We will try to continue bringing you all the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Make sure that you guys show us some love, hitting that like, comment, subscribe. And for myself, Joe and Jeff of the Insiders, and Angry Rob who hates Jay White, we are out. Peace.
R.I.P. Biz.
Night all.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand. This the podcast to show you who I am. Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans. Please listen every day to the showcase. The opinions and knowledge that anyone can take. Showing you how it is done. Proving I am number one. What a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans. Not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling. They can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes.